At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is brought to you in part by One Nevada Credit Union, where right now you can refinance your auto loan with rates as low as 2.98% and no payments for 90 days for qualified members. Call us today for details. News is also brought to you by Capriotti Sandwich Shop, located in the Pahrump Nugget Casino. Call us at 775-751-3354 to order ahead. News is also brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, Election Day 2012 is finally here.
One person is transported after an accident on Basin and David Streets.
And the history of Pahrump video is released. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Zach Fuentes and Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
And good evening, it's Tuesday, November 6, 2012. I'm Zach Fuentes.
And I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46.
The big day is finally here. We've made it to Election Day 2012 with President Barack Obama seeking re-election and Republican challenger Mitt Romney hoping to lead the GOP back to the Oval Office. This race looks to be very close. The Wall Street Journal poll released on Sunday shows President Obama getting 48% of likely voters and Romney 47%. Tonight, KPVM TV will be having live election night coverage, including local elections beginning at 7 p.m.
Tonight, the election coverage starts at 7 o'clock here on KPVM TV. We're probably going to go to about 11 o'clock or so. I'm sure we'll have pretty much everything in by then. Sam Merlino will be giving us updates and results as the night goes on. So you'll want to watch tonight. We've got a lot of interviews with different people, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different subject matters, such as roads. We're going to talk about economic development. We're going to talk about Yucca Mountain, and we're going to talk about entertainment and what we can do to do these type of enhancements and improvements to our area, and what commissioners and town board individuals who are going to be elected to their boards are going to be able to do to help us increase better quality of life for the citizens of Pahrump. And this all starts at 7 o'clock tonight and goes to about 11 o'clock.
You'll also be having candidates up here, so if a candidate's watching this, come on up, and they're more than welcome to come up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, anybody wants to come up, Republican, Democrat, Independent, or if you just have something you want to say, come on up, and we'll see what we can do to get you on the air. We also have a very big special tonight. It's really big. You're not going to want to miss this. The Pahrump video, the historical video that the Nye County Commissioners had granted KPVM TV is completed, and we are going to air that in its entirety tonight. It's a 30-minute show. It's 27 and a half minutes, but we're going to air it tonight with the permission of Dan Shinhoffen and the Nye County Commissioners. So we look forward to airing that, and if you at home would like to see a really good understanding of some real good culture in our community and how Pahrump started tonight, you're going to want to tune in between 7 and 9 o'clock, depending on what time we're going to roll that off. But it's going to be a 27 and a half minute program on the town of Pahrump and how it became a town to where it is today.
The machines are humming at polling places throughout the country. Locally, there were 2 locations throughout the town for voters to cast their ballot.
The polls opened promptly at 7 a.m. this morning, and they will stay open until 7 p.m. tonight. We spoke to Nye County Clerk Sandra Merlino, who said the absentee ballot and mail-in voting will be coming in about 8 o'clock tonight. We won't get any real polling results until approximately 10:30 as far as the electronic voting results here from the polls. J.G. Johnson and Bob Roode Community Center were the only places to vote today here in the town of Pahrump. We're going to speak to Nye County Clerk Sandra Merlino.
steady. Busy first thing this morning, but we've just been steady all day. We've had over 2,000 at our last count, and that was around 11 o'clock. Of course, we hope to reach about 9 if we're lucky, but you never know.
There was a big early voting turnout. Do you have any numbers on that?
That was close to 9,000, but I don't have a total off the top of my head right now.
So we've heard in Clark County some of the attorneys for Romney and Obama kind of at the polling locations. What's going on with that?
You know, we have an observer in each polling place, but as far as we know, they're not attorneys, but they are representing the parties. We have one here and one at J.G. Johnson.
What are they observing for?
Well, this gentleman over here is basically just observing how many voters come in. He's doing a count on our hourly postings to find out how many have voted between a certain time period. And I assume he's reporting it to whoever hired him to come out and watch.
So a bunch of candidate signs outside. They're also doing an exit poll.
That's correct.
The candidates have to stay how far away from the actual polling location?
Well, there's no campaigning within 100 feet of the entrance to a polling place. Exit polls are allowed by law, and they can only talk to voters on the way out, and they can actually canvass them to find out how they voted, but it's all voluntary.
No matter who you voted for, hopefully this election, and it's said to be a close one, will help bring this country together. This is Deanna O'Donnell at the Bob Roode Community Center for News 46.
Preliminary results have been released from a national exit poll regarding voters' top concerns. 60% of voters in the poll said the economy was the biggest issue facing the country, about the same percentage as 2008. Next were healthcare at 17% and the deficit at 15%. 4% said foreign policy was the top issue, and 77% of voters called the economy not so good or poor. 4 in 10 voters said unemployment was the biggest economic problem facing voters like them. Nearly as many called rising prices the biggest economic problem. 6 in 10 voters said that taxes should be increased, and nearly half of voters said that taxes should be increased on an income of over $250,000, as President Barack Obama has called for, while 1 in 7 said taxes should be increased for all. Just over 1/3 said taxes should not be increased for anyone. 50% of voters favored repealing some or all of Obamacare. 43% preferred that the health care law be expanded or left as is. The survey of 15,825 voters was conducted by Edison Research.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah, lots of numbers.
Well, folks, keep it here because we'll have more news for you after this break.
Lakeside Casino and RV Park, where we earn the best ratings for our RV park in North America with the most beautiful scenery and quiet surroundings. Our casino features the best gaming experience, entertainment that'll blow your mind, and come see the great changes in our buffet. All here at the Lakeside Casino and RV Park.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back, everyone. A 2-vehicle accident blocked traffic this morning on Basin and David Streets.
Tonight's accident report is brought to you by Stovall & Associates. Don't expect insurance companies to have your best interest in mind. Stovall & Associates cares. Let us help you if you have been involved in an accident.
A 2-vehicle accident occurred this morning on Basin and David Streets. Nye County Sheriff's deputies, including Sheriff Tony DeMeo, directed traffic around the accident while one patient was being evaluated. The driver of the pickup truck underwent a field sobriety test by the Nye County Sheriff's deputies, which he passed. The driver of the sedan was transported locally with injuries sustained in this accident. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
A historic video has been commissioned by Nye County for all to view, learn, and enjoy. It depicts the rich history of the Pahrump Valley.
Pahrump, Nevada is by most measures a very young town. Its streets are flanked with glittering casinos, contemporary shopping centers, lush golf courses, and upscale housing developments that look as if they spontaneously popped up out of the surrounding desert.
We're in the editing bay here at KPVM TV, Channel 46, and we're developing the video for the town of Pahrump's historical video. This video was granted to us by the Nye County Commissioners, and it is ready for them to review. They've given us special permission to air it tonight in the election coverage. It will be aired between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. So you'll want to tune in and watch this video. It is a 27.5-minute video, and we created this video through. It took us about 7 months to produce, and we put a lot of effort into it. There's a lot of research and development in it, and I think you'll really enjoy the fundamental documentary that Jason and I have created here for you. And I think you'll really be interested to know how the town of Pahrump developed from the Younts to where we are today. Very special program. I think it's very interesting. I'd love you to give me a call and let me know how you enjoyed it. We are also looking for some images on some of the individuals that are in this video that we cannot find. So if you know of somebody, or if you have an individual who has photographs or images that can be put into this video, please give us a call. We'll put them into the video, and it'll just make that video tell the story that it's telling even greater. It's a great documentary. It's 27.5 minutes. It tells you everything you need to know on how Pahrump became a community, and we're very excited to show you tonight. We're very thankful of the Nye County Commissioners who granted us permission to air this tonight and gave us the ability to put this together. So sometime between 7 and 9 p.m., tune in, because we're going to see the Pahrump historical video on how Pahrump became a community.
When you talk about the bygone days of the town of Pahrump, one of the people who comes to mind who has a rich history in this town is the owner of Sanders Family Winery on Kellogg Road, Jack Sanders.
The crew was working hard here this morning at the Sanders Family Winery on Kellogg. We spoke to Jack Sanders about the wine that they bottle here, as well as events and the history of wine here in the Pahrump Valley.
Yeah, that's part of the process of making wine, and we finally got to get it into a bottle in order to sell it. So that's what we're doing this morning, and this is a short run for us. We're only bottling about 270 gallons, which is going to give us about, maybe 120, 130 cases of wine.
What type of wine?
This is our Harmony. It's a rosé wine. It's a special blend of two grapes. It's 50% Pinot Noir and 50% Zinfandel, and we do grow the Zinfandel right here on our own property.
You have a long history here in the valley of making wines and owning wineries here.
I do, yes. We founded the original winery, Pahrump Valley Vineyards, in 1988. And we've been functioning as a winery since that time. Of course, that winery was sold off a few years ago, and now has new owners who do a wonderful job and make wonderful wines up there too. And it's great for our community that now we have two wineries. So in essence, you can almost say, come visit Pahrump, Nevada's wine country.
You wouldn't think normally that the desert here would be so rich with wines, but we actually have wild grapes here, growing here, right?
We do. As a matter of fact, when I came out here in 1985, my God, you know how old I'm getting? In 1985, some of the people who had been here for a while had told me that wild grapes were growing. And we investigated that, found some, took a look at them. But we also knew that some of the ranchers were growing grapes, mostly table grapes for their own use.
Do you have to do anything to amend the soil for the grapes here?
Not really. Grapes are pretty hardy. Grapes are more concerned with weather than they are with soil for the most part. What happens is that the soils that we have here have been fairly rich with some nutrients for the most part. Of course, we grew cotton here for years and years, and then that gave way to alfalfa, and there's still some alfalfa going on. And of course, most of the agricultural gave way to us becoming a suburb of Las Vegas, for people to live. So, the soils are fine here. As far as amending is concerned, the less you have to amend the soil, chances are the better the grapes will grow.
Come on down to Sanders Family Winery here on Kellogg to book your event, have wine tasting and a tour, or just to visit. This is Deanna O'Donnell at the Sanders Family Winery on Kellogg for News 46.
All right, folks, we'll keep it here because we'll have more news for you after this.